You're listening to The Green Room from Hartford Studios. Production, creativity, conversation, and a girl who loves spreadsheets.
Hello and welcome to The Green Room. Now, this episode I'm starting a little bit differently. I came across this lady literally when we were in the middle of this refurbishment. No one knew we were opening a studio. No one knew what we was planning. And then I come across another creative studio online and I was like, oh my God, are we doing the right thing? Are we not? Hers looks unbelievably amazing. And I had all of the doubt that every business owner goes through. I since have realised, since owning a business, there is plenty of food on the table and I would cheer on any competitor. Now, this lady, if you haven't seen her, where have you been? She's unbelievably fantastic at social media and marketing. And I'm so excited to introduce Georgia. Georgia, welcome to The Green Room.
That was a nice intro. And first of all, sorry for giving you that little bit of stress when you was in the process of your refurb.
Not at all.
But you're still here and my studio's not still here. So you won in the end.
Yours gave me inspiration. Yours literally looked amazing and how you did it. So at first, although I had a little bit of a wobbly, I did quickly realise was like, actually, you're quite far away from me.
Yeah.
And there is enough food on the table.
Of course there is. I think especially in this industry and everyone's like either in the creative space now or trying to move into the creative space. You know, there's only so many studios to go around. I don't really know of that many. Even since closing mine, there's been clients that have needed a studio like in and around Essex and there's not that many around. So I still feel like there's loads of room.
Well, I've even had clients come here and they've started their own studio nearby and I will still cheer them on.
Yeah,
I just think as a female business owner or even in the creative industry, but every studio has something different to offer.
Yeah.
Like what this lady's offered and what you had was completely different to our sets. So it's like, it's great. Open the studio, have a little bit of versatility, like get it out there.
Yeah.
But so tell us a bit about who you are, what you do, and we'll go from there.
So I am the owner of a social media marketing agency called Sloane House Marketing. I was also co-owner of Sloane House Studios, which we just recently in February closed the doors, which was actually a really good decision and I feel really good about it. But I have been in the marketing space for a lot of years now. I can't think how many, but I essentially started completely by accident. And I feel like all the best stories start by accident and all the best careers start by accident. So it was never this big plan. I never went to uni and studied marketing. Nothing like that ever happened for me. But I've ended up here and I'm still seeing sort of how it evolves. Like I said, I don't have the studio now. I've just got the marketing agency. And even that is always taking different directions because social media is ever changing and business needs are ever changing. So we've always got to move with the times as well for what people need. So I'm looking forward to keep seeing how it evolves.
I don't know how you keep up with it because just doing my own when I can, because you know what it's like when you start a business, you have to do it all yourself. I can't keep up with it. So that must be full on. But let's go right back to the beginning. You used to work in fashion.
Sort of.
Yeah. And then went into marketing. So what was it about that made you, because to be fair, when you look at content creation, you're what I would call an OG. You're original, aren't you? You started before it was a really popular thing for everybody to do. So what did you see and why did you go for it?
To be honest, I'm really someone who is very motivated by money and wanting to do well. I feel like that's such a uncomfortable thing for especially women to say, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
So I was working just in an office in London, earning not enough money, obviously doing all the travel and stuff like that. And I've just always been someone who's wanted a bit more and, you know, wanted an extra holiday a year or whatever it might be. And when I was 21, I got a little bit of money for my birthday. I think it was like £2,000, let's say. And I was like, right, I need to do something with this money or I know I'm just going to end up spunking it. Yeah. So I went online and I ordered loads of those like gold button blazers everyone used to wear. And I was like, even if I just make my money back for these blazers, like that's good enough for me. Anyway, that's how the fashion business started. So I started selling these blazers on Instagram and And the business actually grew really quickly. Again, just completely winging it. I started being able to work with influencers somehow really quickly without having to pay them. I was just gifting them. I learned how to build my own website. I learned how to do graphic design. Before, obviously, you could just chat GPT graphics in 30 seconds. And because of all of that, businesses started coming to me asking me, how did I do that? And I just used to tell people, I used to say, I just use Wix to build my website, and I used Canva to make these graphics, and
just giving away that information
for free because I didn't at the time realise what that information was worth. And then I think lockdown hit and I was like, do you know what? I could probably make a bit of money out of this information. So I did what I thought was going to be a one-off Zoom masterclass that I think people paid like a tenner to get the link to join. And I was like, I'm just going to tell everyone all the questions I've been answering in my direct messages. And I think that first Zoom, over 200 people joined it.
Wow.
So I was like, wow, like I've just made however much money in that, just doing that 1 hour Zoom.
Yeah.
And I hated running the fashion business. I hated everything about it. I was really uncomfortable then. So I wouldn't be in any of the content. There wasn't a single picture of me on the Instagram. So I was always having to drag my friends in, go in to buy stock, then dealing with returns. It just wasn't a business for me. So, then I started doing more of these Zoom masterclasses, and then I would do one that was specific on building a website, specific on graphics, specific on, it's a bit naughty, but I think I even did one about like managing your finances. I was at 21, but I was just telling people this is what I had done to manage my finances, and I got an accountant, and this is what I done, and then my accountant came on like one before and like spoke to everyone and like gave advice. So it just started becoming this bigger and bigger thing. So that's how I got into marketing. It was just completely off, like by accident. And then people started asking me to manage their socials for them, and I was like, no way, like there's no way I would ever do that. Running my own is like difficult enough. It's a full-time job. I don't understand how you could manage multiple people's. But the more and more people started asking, I then obviously said yes to a few, and now I've been doing it for about 6 years.
Was it scary at first?
It was really scary. Like when someone hands you over the login to their like Instagram and it's like their bread and butter, and you're now in control of like helping them grow their business, grow their following, and essentially earn more money. But I just winged it, and I just think I obviously had that like creative eye. Yeah. And I think that's the one thing I always feel like I've had as a skill is I just see things in a creative and you've
got to have that, haven't you, if you're going to start managing someone's social media.
Yeah, and even with content creation, obviously I do a hell of a lot of shoots now. It's a massive part of what I do. I've never had professional training, but I feel like you've got to have that eye, and someone could do all the professional training in the world, but if they've not got that photography eye or videography eye, it's not going to work anyway.
That's where a lot of people get things wrong. They'll go on a course and they come away and go, well, this is how you have to do it. Well, no, you don't. Yeah. You've actually got to have your own style. There's no right or wrong way with content creation.
No.
It's your style of how you want to light something, how you want to take a picture, the angles and everything. It's all down to your personal style. Like, so you can get it wrong, but it still comes out, I say get it wrong. You not do the same thing as somebody else, but it's still going to come out fantastic.
And it's also that how people view it is different. So how I view a video and how you view a video or piece of content, different. Like I might really engage with something that you don't, and so on. So I think even for me now, like I feel like my confidence often gets knocked now on social media because I see all these incredible creators making these amazing reels and TikToks, and I think, oh my God, mine looks nothing like that. But people obviously engage. There's a certain group of people that obviously engage with my style and maybe wouldn't engage with that style just because I've engaged with that style. So there's so many different avenues now.
Yeah. So at what point did you kind of then go, do you know what, I'm going to do this as a full-time career? And I'm guessing that's how Sloane House Marketing came. Like at what point did you kind of go, no, I'm going all in, I can actually do this?
So I was actually working full-time as well. And there just came a point where I physically couldn't do both anymore. So I was working like a Monday to Friday, 9 to 5.
You sat there with your phone underneath the desk, like literally going to the toilet every 5 minutes. They must have thought, was she all right?
Yeah, literally. And I was also a massive part of what I did at the start that is not so much of a big part of my business now is coaching. So I would do 45-minute Zoom sessions, one-to-one, and basically business coach people. So I was working a 9 to 5, coming straight home, getting home at 5:30, and then I would be on Zooms back to back till 9, half 9 at night.
Wow.
But then my diary was getting so booked up and people obviously wanted slots in the daytime. And so there did just come that point where it was like, it's one or the other, because
and did you just bite it and just go, I've got to do it? Or because you're at this, sometimes with businesses, you're at the stage where you're kind of like, well, I still need that money. And if I do put in, then I can build that to be the same as what I'm earning. But it's that real big risk and that leap of faith to kind of go for it. And I think that's what stops a lot of people from starting their businesses. Is they're kind of too scared to jump.
It was a leap of faith, but something that I look back on now that was actually, I was really lucky with, is at that point in the job that I was working in, we was not getting along. Me and the person that I was working for really started butting heads. And it was quite clear that
time to move on.
It was time to move on. So I think that also pushed me. I had to sort of leave that job at that time.
Yeah.
But luckily I had this backup. But even though I had this backup, I was still paying my own rent, my own bill. And I was like, I still need to earn a certain amount of money every month to live. So although it was scary, I was also pushed. Whereas I don't know, if I wasn't pushed, would it have maybe gone on for another year? I don't know. And I was also never someone that had this dream to not work for someone. I was actually, in my head, I was like, I love that I've got the stability of a 9 to 5 and anything else is a bonus. Whereas now I would feel like I have failed in life if I ever had to go back and work for someone else. I could never dream of working for someone now. But then maybe because no one in my family was a business owner, that was never shown to me.
And we are brought up in a way of like, you go to school, you go to college, or you go to uni, you get a job, and
that's it. Yeah, and that was what I was brought up with. So maybe because of that, that's why it was never a thing for me. But yeah, it just got to a point where doing both was not possible anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's hard to kind of take that leap, but you have obviously done very well from it. Your social media is fantastic, and you do have a very unique style. Let's just quickly go into, so your marketing business is going really well. You're managing social media accounts, and then you decide to open a studio.
Yes.
So how did that come about?
So what happened was, I a few years ago as well used to have a podcast, and it did really well, and I used to hire studios in Shoreditch, and obviously it's not a cheap add-on to your business. And it's also, with podcasting, you don't really earn any money from it for a while, until you start getting sponsorships or however you're doing it. So for me it was more like an expensive hobby at the time. But because I was hiring these studios, it had come to me about having my own, but I never sort of went anywhere with it. Then a little while later, I had gone to Thailand for a few months.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Yeah, kind of like had a break from work. But when I was really worried to come home, because it was like coming back to reality. And I was like, I need something to keep me busy, because although the marketing agency has always been really busy, at that time we were really lucky that we got it to a point where it was sort of running itself. We had staff members and I didn't have to do a great deal day to day, so I needed something. And I remember I'd got home from Thailand and I thought, content studio that day. I think a client needed a shoot space, and I thought, let me just look on Rightmove or whatever it was and just see if there's places around. And a place was advertised and it was in Epping, so it was like 10 minutes down the road from me. And I called him up and he was like, you can come and view it this afternoon if you want. So within like 20 minutes, I'm now in the car, I'm in the space looking at it. It was literally a shell. And the next day I signed the contract.
As quick as that?
Yeah, as quick as that.
God.
I didn't get any quotes for what the work was going to cost. I literally was just like,
Did it need a lot of work?
It was literally just a shell. It was just concrete floor and just walls and like a really old toilet and a really old kitchen, and just like it had a side office that was that really old like office carpet, and it was it needed everything doing to it. But sometimes I think being impulsive is good. Sometimes it's not good, but at that time,
I think sometimes you have to be a bit impulsive, haven't you?
Yeah,
you've got to take the risk.
Yeah,
you've got to be delusional enough to think that it's going to work.
Yeah, and I think where obviously when you take on a space, you obviously know from taking on this space, you're now instantly okay. So even though it's not ready, you've still got to pay the rent on it. And you've still got to pay the bills. So I think we got it open in between 3 and 4 weeks. Really quick, like every day we was in there, like I was there till whatever time at night, first thing in the morning. And
I know that feeling.
Yeah, we turned it around really quickly, and then we opened, and we had it open for 2 years. But to be honest, we didn't do with it what we should have.
Right.
So we never we was like, we're gonna pay for ads. And I think where my Instagram was doing really well at that time and our marketing agency was doing really well, we was like, oh, people are just going to come.
Yeah.
And to be fair, they did. And obviously where we had the agency, all of our clients then used it. So it was really helpful. We had instant custom, but obviously that dies down. And I think it started dying down, and the marketing agency just kept getting bigger and busier, and I just didn't have the focus on the studio. And then we just started using it as an office.
Right. So then it's like not paying for itself at all.
Yeah. So it was great for us, but I just think it's a whole business in itself, and we just thought it was going to run itself, and it just didn't. So then when our lease came up, we was like, do you know what, it's time. And I think sometimes you can be embarrassed as a business owner that
something didn't work out.
Yeah.
But I think that's okay.
Yeah. And I don't even look at it like it didn't work out, because it served its purpose.
Well, exactly. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like it's part of your journey, hasn't it? Because it's made you grow into something else, and you've got other things to offer.
Yeah.
And that's helped you get to that point.
Yeah.
But I don't think a lot of people actually realise how much work needs to go into running a content studio.
It's a tie, and I'm really not someone who likes to be tied to physical things.
Yeah.
So for example, I love to travel, and I'm always away, and I aim to be away.
I'm very jealous.
I aim to be away as much as I can, and I'm really lucky that the marketing agency, I can run from anywhere in the world. But when you've got a studio, you've got to be there, and you can't. And although, okay, you can then pay someone to sit in there and run it, but then now that's more money off of your profit.
Whole different problems.
So actually, it served its purpose for a couple of years where I was at home a little bit, but I don't want to. I don't want to be tied to something. Yeah. So it was right for me to not have that anymore.
Yeah, it worked, and it's now taking you on to the next stages. So talk to us a little bit, Sloane House Marketing. So it's not just you, there's a whole team behind you.
Yeah, so it ebbs and flows. So we've had 6 people working for us. We've had no one working for us. Now I'm just kind of like me and some freelancers that help out with like video editing and website stuff and those sorts of things. I've had really lovely staff members, but I think what I've really learned is that no one's ever going to love and care for your business how you do. Yeah. And I think I'm a bit of a control freak that I sometimes feel like it's better if I just do it myself.
But the thing is, with that business and the way that you've built your personal brand as well, when people come to you, they want you.
Yeah.
They want your vision, and that's what they're seeing. Yeah. And they kind of want to go, well, I don't want this
I don't want to be passed. Yeah.
That's might be not as good as you, or you've trained them or something. We have the same sort of issue with my husband being the photographer and the videographer. He's like, we get clients come in and we're like, oh, okay, we can send so-and-so. And they're like, no, but I want Rob.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, okay. And it does become a tie, but at the same time, it does help you control what your work is delivering. And when you don't have people delivering to the same standard, it can get...
I think that's why I'd rather work in a way now where there's bits and pieces I can pass off.
Yeah. Like I suppose the website building is something perfect. You can have your vision, but you've got a freelancer that can do it for you.
Exactly. And even when we did have some staff, I would just feel like I can only pass certain people to them. And then I felt like I was always checking over things, and I might as well have just done it myself because the time I'm taking to check over it. But it might change again. It might change, and I decide to take on more people again.
Yeah.
And
if you get more clients, you might have to.
Yeah, like I said, it ebbs and flows. And obviously in marketing, there might be, 6 months where we're trying to manage 30 people's pages all at once, and then it might go a bit quiet, and then we're only managing 15 people's pages all at once. So it is really dependent.
I suppose that's the nature of the business. How do you manage those types of things though as a business owner when you become so reliant on that income and then it drops? Like how do you navigate that? Because me being on a roller coaster, I have some days I'm in here, I'm crying, and the other days I'm like, we're smashing it.
I feel like where I've gone through so many like ups and downs now.
You have really been on a journey, haven't you?
Yeah, I feel like I've got to a point now where I'm really comfortable, and I know it's always, if it dips, I know it's always going to come back up.
Yeah.
And I feel like I know the seasons of my business. So like, for example, Christmas, funnily enough, December always goes really quiet.
Yeah.
But you'd think that'd be busy in marketing because everyone's trying to sell for, but I feel like everyone's done their prep months before.
Yeah.
Like Black Friday is obviously huge now in this country. So it's all that, then it sort of dips December, but then my business gets really busy in January because it's almost like, in January everyone does New Year, new me, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to eat healthy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But it's also that in business, everyone goes, right, this year I'm going to really focus on my business. I want to do this in my business. So we get really busy at the start of a year. So I feel like I just know the season. Summer's always a little bit quiet, but then I want to go away in the summer. But I've always got them core clients there who have been with us for years, and I know are never really going to go anywhere. So I think I'm just confident enough in what we do and in myself and what I offer that I know that the business is always going to come back around. So I don't have that like, oh my God, so-and-so's leaving, and no, I don't have that as much.
And I think you've got to be that delusional about your business as well, that it's going to work out, things are, and
100%.
You keep plugging away, because if at one point you doubt it, you don't believe in it enough, because you have got to be all in.
The way that we run as well, and it's how I've run even when I was on my own from the beginning, that people often tell me is the wrong way, but it's worked for me, is that we are actually really reasonably priced, and I would rather have 25 people paying me a month because we're more accessible than be a 10k a month. Like there's agencies that, we've had clients come from. I've got a client in particular, the person he was paying before us used to charge him £15,000 a month. So although that would be lovely, I would rather have 25 people paying me X amount than have 2 or 3 people paying me 15 grand a month, because that's when you feel the hits. If you've only got 3 clients and you're so high ticket priced, if someone goes,
you're going to really see it.
Whereas now, if I have a client that's like, do you know what, like, we're really not that busy in the summer, like we'll be back in the winter, I'm like, yeah, fine. And I don't really feel that huge effect.
Yeah, I think that's a great way of looking at it. So let's talk about your personal brands, because that's quite important as well in regards to building a business at the moment. Not an influencer, a personal brand.
Yeah, not an influencer, please.
Yeah. So let's just go to, because I feel like you're the professional here when it comes to that. Explain to me, why do you think it's important, if you own a business, to have a personal brand, and why?
It's just everything now. I think because no matter what it is you do, you could think your business is the most niche thing in the world. It's not. There'll be someone else somewhere doing something similar. The only thing that separates 2 businesses, obviously you've got things like price point, but really it's connection. So, there's so many people that do what I do, but the reason why people come to me, or my clients come to me, is because they've connected with me in some way. Maybe it's because the way that I speak and the way that I communicate, and I just speak to everyone like their friend. I'm not uber professional, so I'm not stuffy, or there might be
Which is
someone
so relatable to people.
Yeah, I think that's why I've done as well as I've done, because I'm just
Real
and normal. So there's got to be that connection as to why someone buys into your brand. It might be that you're, a working mum, and so people are really going to buy into that. And so that's why a personal brand is so important, because people don't buy logos anymore, and they don't buy, just product off the shelf. It's why, people like Mrs. Hinch and all of that done so well, because it's like you've bought into this person and like her personality. Like I don't know why she came to mind, but obviously a few years ago she was massive. And then, these cleaning product brands who have been around for
years,
since the Stone Ages, then have massive like blips in there.
But they're buying it because of her, not because of anything to do with what they've done.
Exactly. And that's what goes to show. That's what shows it's actually the personal brand. You know, even these products that have been around for 50 plus years, if not 100 years or whatever it is, they're going along and they're selling. I'm sure they're doing great. But it just goes to show, as soon as you attach a personal brand to that and a story people can buy into and a personality, it completely changes the game.
Is there an element of being too personal?
Yes and no.
Like, do you draw the line in some things that you share?
100%. Like I share what I want to share.
Yeah.
And there's so much people don't know about me, and there's so much, someone actually made a comment the other day about me to someone, and they said like, oh, she shares her whole life on Instagram. And I thought,
it's like probably 10%.
If that, it's such a small amount. I think the more you share, the more people really get to know you, and it's better. But you don't have to, like I said, I share a very small part of my life, and people still really feel like, they know me. Like, we've obviously not met before. And the first the first thing you said to me when I walked in was, oh my God, I feel like I know you.
Yeah.
So you don't need to. The thing that I often find as well is that people try and become a character.
Yeah. And I think people see straight through that.
Yeah. There's a lot of people on social media at the minute, particularly when you see couples who have like influencer couples or couples that have built a business, or when you see these families that have become really big, and I feel like I see straight through it, because I see that maybe they did this one video once that's what made them go really viral, and now they're just trying to upkeep with that, and they're almost putting on this act to like,
and people they can see straight through it.
Yeah,
they're like,
I sometimes don't know if it's because I'm in marketing, I see it.
Yeah, I think I think you probably see so much more, but I would sort of be like, oh, it's the same as the last thing they posted.
Yeah, but that's why I try to not do all that clickbaity stuff. Like, if you look at my content, it's all very just me. This is what I'm doing. This is where I am. This is the shoot I was on today. Might be me giving a little bit of advice, but it's not these really like hook clickbait, like, your business is going to die if you don't do this. Like, I don't buy into that, so I don't expect my audience to buy into it.
If, say, someone has got a business and they're starting to think about their personal brand, what advice would you give them to get started? Like, if they're sitting there going, I don't know what to post, my life is like really boring, what little snippet of advice would you give them?
I think everyone thinks their life's boring, but when you think about what we all watch and we all consume, like,
it actually can be really boring anyway.
Really, even with like reality TV and stuff, it's often just people in their homes. Like, it's nothing crazy.
Yeah, don't worry if your kitchen's messy and you've got laundry on the table.
Yeah, and if anything, that's more normal.
Yeah,
I think it's more, if you're trying to start a business and you want to do your personal brand alongside it, it's all about like showing the behind the scenes and the process. So I think people really buy into the process. So it's the same as when we did the studio. I documented that whole journey. So every single day I was posting what was happening in there that day, if there was problems that we were having, obviously just like not being too polished, and just showing that journey. And that's what people buy into, is the behind the scenes. And I think that's what helps people. I think that's why people bought into me, because they saw me go from selling blazers and never having seen my face to then I was going on Zoom. Then I started doing talking videos and people then saw that journey of like that growth. And that's what people say to me now. They say, oh my God, I remember when you first did this, and like, look how much you've changed and how I speak on camera now. Like it doesn't bother me.
It doesn't faze you
at all. Whereas
you just kind of forget they're there, don't you, after a while?
Whereas in the beginning, I've still got the first ever video I posted of me talking on social media. I still have. And sometimes I look at it back and it doesn't even sound like me. I look so uncomfortable and so uptight and
like a robot or something.
Yeah, it's horrendous. And because you try not to stutter.
Yeah, but then you end up stuttering even more.
Yeah, but actually, I say to people all the time, speak how you would speak to a friend. If you're speaking to a friend, you would you might say the same thing twice a little bit. You would stutter. Like that's real life.
Yeah, and that's what people want to see. People buy more from the trust and authenticity.
Don't read off a script. Do not write a script. I have this with clients all the time who I go into their business. They're obviously an expert in their business. They've asked me to come in to film them talking about their business.
And then all of a sudden they've forgotten all their knowledge.
You know what you're talking about. You don't need a script. Just tell me. If I was a customer who walked in and said, how do you... I don't know, just answer them a question. The same way you would answer that customer, answer the camera. It's the same.
I feel like I could chat and get so much information out of you for like hours. You're like this bundle of knowledge and I just want to be a sponge and take it all. So please let me know if you're ever doing another masterclass because I'm on it.
Yeah, no, I always think about it.
You need to do some more because you are just so knowledgeable and relatable and really, really good at the way that you transfer that information over. So please let me know because I'm on it. I'm going to do a quick fire round.
Yeah.
So Instagram or TikTok, if you had literally £100 left to do ads, where would you go?
TikTok.
Really? Oh, God.
I'm really sorry because even I'm not, but it is.
What brand or sort of like, or a person's social media are you actually loving at the moment?
Salt. SULT. They are an electrolyte brand. Just go and look.
Okay.
They are smashing social media.
On every platform or just?
I only see them on Instagram. They may well be on TikTok.
Okay.
I'm sure they are, but the way they have built and are doing social media is what we all should be doing.
Okay. Worst brief you've ever had from a client without saying names?
God. Just anything too specific. Just do it yourself.
Yeah.
If you're going to brief me that heavily,
just
do it yourself.
Makes me think of a brief we've received today and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, just do it. If that's how particular you want to be, do it yourself.
Yeah. Okay, brand or personality, dead or alive, that you would love to work with, who would it be?
Oh, I love Louis Theroux.
Oh,
I don't know what I would do with him.
Yeah.
But when I had my podcast, that was like dream guest.
Okay.
So
if you're watching, get in touch.
Yeah. If you need a bit of content creation.
She needs you as a client. Okay, so thank you so much. Quick question then. What's next for you?
Just keep growing the brand and see where it goes. And I would love to do more work abroad. I've been so lucky to be flown out to amazing places to shoot content, and I would love to do more abroad because to get paid
oh my God, wouldn't that be the dream?
To go on holiday is that's the dream, isn't it?
That is the ultimate dream. Please pay me to go anywhere.
Yeah.
We've got a client that is global and our last email to them is like, so where are you sending us next? Like wink wink, come on, please send us abroad.
If you get the furthest I've been flown is to Thailand, so if you get further,
that's pretty far.
Yeah, it's really far.
That sounds amazing. Well, I wish you the best of luck. And honestly, it's been amazing
and
having you.
And you with the studio, it's amazing here.
Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll have you back in.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again for watching and listening. Don't forget we are on YouTube and Spotify. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, do all the things to help us grow this podcast. Thanks again, and we will speak to you soon.
You have been listening to The Green Room from Hartford Studios. We'll see you next time.